Hey guys, Dob here with another battle for Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer. I'm here today with our very own Anti-Mage, who is a channel member and patron. And he and I have been doing some training sessions recently. This was one particular replay which I thought you guys would be interested to see. So basically this is Skaven versus Empire. Anti-Mage has taken Empire, and I've sort of coached him into a little bit of a build here with his own sort of flair. We've got Volkmar the Grim, some swordsmen, Sigmar Sons up front. We've got a couple of archers and huntsmen, it looks like. Reiksguard, Empire Knights, Bright Wizard. So yeah, my advice to him basically in this matchup, which is also my advice to any of you, generally this is good advice for any faction facing the Skaven, but this critical mass of heavy cavalry, you can see 5 heavy cavalry units here is a lot to deal with, plus Volkmar, an unbreakable, terror-causing, massive magic damage chariot. All of the above is going to be very good against the Skaven. Lore of Fire also pretty decent. The huntsmen and archers, of course, can deal with some of the not armored, but large threats, rather. For my side, I've gone with a relatively straightforward Skaven build. We've got a couple of rattling guns, warp lightning cannon, some rat ogres. We've got plenty of slave slingers and clan rat spears. And yeah, Skrulk leading the way along with a Warlock Engineer plus a Doom Wheel, which if the Empire doesn't have the right units, the Doom Wheel can be a big problem to deal with, so we'll see. For the time being, though, targeting Volkmar with the Warp Lightning Cannon, which is not the best. He does have missile and magic resistance, but it's also, the only thing really within range that's worth me shooting at. You can see the Rat Ogres just kind of hanging around over on this flank, the Doom Wheel kind of hanging around on this flank, so Volkmar is going to start to soak up a little bit of this rattling gun fire as he comes forward, but this is fine. Volkmar is an absolute tank, and he can definitely tank some damage very well here. You can see we're going to just try and collapse on the Spearmen. Since they're unbraced, they won't get their bracing bonus against these Rat Ogres, so we can 3v1 on there, and should be pretty decent. That being said, Volkmar coming back and my rattling gun still being targeted on him is going to kind of pull them a little bit forward here, so we're going to need to switch targets onto something else. It looks like we switch over onto those huntsmen who are now revealed. They're not super close, so I'm not actually getting that great a contact, but over here, thought I had a charge order from this Doom Wheel on those Empire Knights, but they just definitely kind of bypassed there. Nice little up and around from the Doom Wheel and going to be collapsing. Trying to shut down my missile line here. You can see I've dispatched some Skaven Slave Spears to try and tie them up, and now coming back around with the Doom Wheel. But unfortunately, the rattling guns, I mean, they dealt with the Huntsman okay, but I really should be shooting at somebody like Volkmar now at this point blank range. You can see over here, we've got the Spearmen pretty much shattered. These 2 units of Rat Ogres kind of overrunning a little bit here. Going to get caught up by these Empire Knights. The Empire Knights do get an okay charge. They're going to get some damage in there, but they do get stepped on a little bit by those Rat Ogres. It's going to be a little bit of a tough situation, but here, more Reiksguard coming to support. The few Huntsmen that did survive, I mean, they got shelled pretty hard by the rattling guns. There's still 55 of them, though. Almost all of their unit models there. A beautiful charge from these Reiksguard as well on those Rat Ogres. Should be doing plenty of damage. Over here, nice Burning Head is able to burn out some of those clan rats that had punched through and gotten onto the archers. So Anti-Mage doing a great job keeping that backline secure. Meanwhile, beautiful banishment goes down. And at the Warp Lightning Cannon, Volkmar's in a bit of trouble here. The Eshin Triads, the RORs, and the Grinders frozen everyone in place and doing a ton of armor-piercing anti-large damage to Volkmar. You can see he is taking an absolute beating here, not to mention those Empire Knights will be taking some damage as well. The Doom Wheel's kind of on a saga of its own over here, managed to terrify away some of those troops. Did okay at dealing with those Empire Knights. Yeah, it looks like they are coming back from route, though, and able to get back in that backline area. Meanwhile, over here, another beautiful Reiksguard charge. That other reserve unit of Reiksguard comes in. Between the 2 of them, plus the Huntsman support, they're going to very easily be able to finish off these Rat Ogres up on this hilltop here. So Knights of the Empire chasing away the foul rat things, which is totally fine. You can see we're throwing some Warp Lightnings down over there on those Empire Knights, but unfortunately not able to protect those rattling guns. And Skrulk, he's relatively healthy. He's helping to fight in the front line a little bit there. Volkmar's getting blasted pretty hard by the Warp Lightning Cannons. Again, that magic and missile resistance means it's not super ideal, but a nice fireball comes in, just detonates one of the Warp Lightning Cannons, so that's a significant amount of stopping power lost there. We're going to open up on these Reiksguard. They're definitely the biggest danger here. These 2 units here, plus 1 more unit of Empire Knights over here, and this is what I mean by critical mass of heavy cavalry. Even though I've done an okay job at dealing with a few of the different units here, there's still so much left on the battlefield. That being said, we are slightly ahead on the balance of power. If we can finish off Volkmar and some of these other, you know, heroic units, we should be okay, but the Eshen's Triads are getting pretty low. It looks like this is actually the summon. Yes, that is the Doppelganger. Going to try and kind of bog some of these units up and keep them tied down, but a nice charge here from these Empire Knights on the Warp Grinders. Warp Grinders don't have enough HP to just get face charged like this. They're going to evaporate very, very quickly. The Triads are trying to fight to take out those Empire Knights, but it's not enough, and all of a sudden, Skrolk finds himself isolated in the front line. I don't have any magic to summon any clan rats to support him, and yeah, he gets run over and terrified by Volkmar here. You can see Volkmar pushing him away, gets a hit there, and just straight up bumper carring him out of combat. A few successive hits there, and Skrolk gets terrified. All of a sudden, the balance of power is even. Looks like a little bit of a swing and a miss on that burning head, but that's fine. The Reiksguard Empire Knights all pulling away, helping to chase off a bunch of these routing units over here. You can see the Doom Wheel I've overextended pretty badly with. It is coming back from route now, but Skrolk got away alive. Oh, just barely that fireball hits the ground, so we're not actually going to get the leader died debuff, thankfully. But there's still just so much Empire cavalry left. You can see the Ixchis Triads trying to follow up. They're going to get a nice charge here on this Doom Wheel and a beautifully placed banishment from Volkmar right on top of the majority of my Ixchis Triads, which is kind of my last hope for taking out these Knights and, you know, Volkmar and these other armored units. You can see this last unit of Empire Knights just making sure that this this Doom Wheel can't get away, and you can see that charge bonus and Volkmar's weapon strength as well. They're actually doing damage to that Doom Wheel. Another fireball thrown at the artillery. Unfortunately for the Empire, does not finish off another unit model there, but you can see the balance of power has actually turned against me now, as a lot of these units have been routed off. Yeah, I believe even the Warlock Engineer is still fighting for the time being, but not long for this world. The Doom Wheel, yeah, he's alive. Looks like one more burning head, perhaps. Does actually make contact with those clan rats, leads to them getting terrified away, and just like that, the Empire is able to take a victory. So, very well played to Anti-Mage. And yeah, hopefully I'll be bringing you some more battles between us in the future, but this was definitely a fun one. And like I said, this is something that a lot of factions can do. Obviously, Bretonnia does this very well against the Skaven. High Elves can do this. Even Lizardmen can do this to a degree with, like, mass Cold Ones, but it's definitely works very, very well with the Empire. Volkmar is a pretty big component of that. You can see him coming through to play bumper cars with the Doom Wheel. Handful of Reiksguard in position to help. Yep, here come the Knights. Their charge bonus should be enough to finish off this Doom Wheel here. Beautiful lancing charge. Get a nice surround. The red lances of the Reiksguard, the white lances of the Empire Knights. Gonna try and throw Warp Lightning here. And it will make pretty good contact and destroy my frame rates while it's at it, but not quite enough. Doom Wheel gets routed off. The Warp Lightning Cannon gets routed off, and that is critical army losses. And you can see there at the end that it's just a handful of units of Empire Cav left, but I mean, 72 kills, 101, 69, 154. Empire Heavy Cavalry definitely fulfilling the day there. 92 kills on Volkmar himself, to absolute terror in the night, and 64 on the Huntsman. And granted, for myself, I think I misplayed the rattling guns pretty bad there, but credit to Anti-Mage for doing a great job, you know, using his banishments, keeping his cav moving, charging around to various targets. After I overextended with the Rat Ogres, he did a great job of punishing me for that. Doom Wheel did pretty decently, but I also kind of ran away with it a little bit there. 101 kills on Lord Skrolk, not bad with his Rod of Corruption. Pretty nice in the center, but fortunately just didn't quite deal with the cavalry as efficiently as I needed to. In hindsight, for a build like this, I might actually just go full melee besides the Warp Lightning Cannon. Like, I might cut these Rattling Guns for another Warp Grinder and maybe another Triad, for example. Honestly, the Triads, I think, are pretty solid in this matchup, and when combined with the Grinders, you can really lock down and take out enemy heavy cavalry very, very quickly. But Still, very fun game. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.